Don't taste me, bro! Don't taste me! Don't stop! Don't taste me! Ow!
That's better than I ever imagined.
I wish I had a tenth of the fun that they are having. Hello, Alex. I hope you're doing well. Can't really say I blame myself for putting this one off, but let's just get right on into it now, shall we? What you just heard was a clip from Donald Duck Gets Tased, which is a segment off of 14 Years and Still No Awards, the album that I got to do this week. 14 Years and Still No Awards is a best of compilation album released in 2008 for the Rick and Bubba show, which is a morning comedy talk show based in Birmingham, Alabama. Show's been running for 27 years now. It's now airing in 17 states, and it airs every weekday morning for about 5 hours. The show is hosted by Rick Burgess and Bill Bubba Busey? I don't know. But there are several other members of the studio that chime in, and there's even guests, like on the segment, There's a Monkey on the Loose. Before we go any further, I did just want to say that humor is subjective. Now with that and the rating you introduced last week in mind, I'm giving this a 1 out of 5, because it's bad and I hate it. Considering this is a best of compilation for 14 years of this talk show, this is not for me at all. You know, I mean, I could have told you that before I even listened to it, but I'm dying to know what was on the cutting room floor for this. I will say, however, I did slightly enjoy the segment Bubba Joins Facebook, which is charming because it's just two men in their mid to late 40s trying to understand the young and hip platform that is Facebook, which is funny now because over 50% of Facebook's demographics come from the 40 and up age group. I also slightly enjoyed the segment How You Know You're in a Cult, because I think it was the only segment where their style of humor actually fit. That style being, as soon as someone says something funny, to repeat it for the next 6 to 10 minutes. This album is 2.5 hours long. Overall, I think my enjoyment stemmed from the fact that I had incredibly low expectations that were surpassed at certain points. While I was generally just bored to death by this entire album, I'm ragging on it a little too hard because it is mostly harmless. You know, there's ribbing between the hosts, there's some jokes that are made at some people's expenses, but it's mostly just a bunch of folks enjoying a sense of humor that I just have no affinity with. I say mostly because there's the segment titled Dragonauts. Now, this segment starts out as a news update for the Shenzhou 7, which in 2008 was the first Chinese spacecraft to take astronauts on a spacewalk. But within the first minute, Bubba starts doing what I can only assume he thinks is a Chinese accent, and for the next 6.5 minutes, every punchline that comes out of his mouth is just a stereotype about Chinese men. The one that stuck with me the most was when Bubba said after China takes over the moon, they're going to rename the Sea of Tranquility to the Sea of Sweet and Sour Chicken. That's funny. Now, despite what John Cena and the NBA and several others may lead you to think, China is a country to be shat upon. Done a lot of shitty things. However, this segment is tasteless at best. I'm trying to be nice because it came out in 2008, but I'll leave it at that. So there you have it. Those are my thoughts on 14 Years and Still No Awards by Rick and Bubba. Very excited to be doing music for my next video, and I'm looking forward to yours too. I'll talk to you soon.